My husband's not paying any welfare, and so there's a lot of stress within the house. And then pretty quickly some kind of small paranormal things happen that I'm so stressed I kind of even don't acknowledge or see that it's there. And then slowly the evidence builds to one night where the kids are seeing stuff all the time, and then I finally am confronted when this wardrobe just slams across the room and hits a door. And then from then, things kind of escalate. She's somebody who, on the outside, seems quite a harsh character. I think life's really weighs quite heavily on her. But I think the thing I like about it is that underneath that, she's got a lot of heart and warmth and love for her children, and those two elements are really great to play, you know, in terms of like how she expresses herself emotionally or doesn't. It's actually quite a complex character to play, like within what is essentially a horror film and a scary film. It's kind of, there's a lot to do for the character, and I really loved that. You know, like their characters, they are actually just very genuine people and just nice people. So I think that kind of really comes across on screen, and they have a genuine kind of affection for each other too. So that's kind of, you know, lovely to watch that kind of play out on set, and they have, you know, they're just really kind to everybody, I think. So I think that, you know, that you can't fake that stuff, you know, and they're also, you know, really fantastic actors. He's a really good director. He's a really good actor's director too, I think, because he kind of, he'll be very specific about what the situation is, and he'll come and whisper in your ear like something, and you know, some image or some idea in terms of, you know, just like what the stakes are, or what he's thinking, or what he wants the image to look like.
Vic is, well, in my eyes, he's very simply, he's a blue-collar worker. He's a guy who works in construction. He's, you know, he's straight down the middle. He's just he's a good guy, and he's a normal Joe Soap. And when he sees what he sees in the house, he kind of takes the attitude that, you know what, I'm going to tell you what I saw, and if you don't believe it, fine. But I saw it, and I believe what I saw. When Ed and Lorraine arrive, you know, it changes everybody's attitude, all the characters' attitudes, in terms of they feel that there are people there now that are going to offer an extra layer of protection, and maybe more importantly, an extra layer of understanding, because they've dealt with stuff like this in the past. And they certainly offer some comfort to the children in the house. And I think obviously in the story, without them getting involved, what would have happened to the kids? What would have happened to Peggy? Because it's a harrowing story, what did happen to these people. I think this one, I think they've raised the bar again, if that's possible, you know. And I think it'll certainly excite fans of The Conjuring, but I think fans of the genre in general will be ticking a lot of boxes for them.
She's a good neighbour. She cares for Peggy Hodgson as a neighbour, and she wants to help her. She's not entirely sure how to, I think, sometimes. She doesn't have children of her own. She doesn't quite understand the all the toings and froings and the chaos and the level of minding and parenting that requires. And also she sees the stress that her neighbour Peggy is under, and she really does wonder herself if it's real or not. They want to allow their home be a place of refuge, and so they invite the family in again and again and again, and eventually some of the haunting comes with them. And then you see them question their own sort of, not morality, but their own really good, you know, how good neighbours are they really? Because suddenly they find they can't cope, actually. They wanted to be good and kind, but they didn't really think there was anything out of the ordinary really going on.
Father Gordon, it's interesting. He doesn't do any of the scary things. He's kind of their spiritual advisor. He's the equivalent of Commissioner Gordon to Batman. It is kind of funny because he's always telling them where they should go or asking them to go and following up with them when they get back. But he doesn't do any of these scary things. Because everything that they do has to be sanctioned by the church. So they kind of run it by me to make sure it's sort of above board. The things that worked in The Conjuring, he takes to a new level. The suspense, in reading it, your expectations, he surprises you. And even a little thing where he'll have a shot linger in a certain way and in an odd way that's just it's not normal. And I think he knows every little thing. And he gives very specific small directions about, even on a single line, like hit that a little harder or a little less hard, because 2 scenes from now, or even 5 scenes from now, the tension has to up a little bit. That's why I say it's kind of mathematical, and he has such a good sense of that.
Anita probably feels someone has to voice that. Nobody else is saying it. You know, she's quite down to earth, and she's looking at the facts, she's looking at the pictures, so she's like, look, the mother just wants to get a better house, and the girl wants attention, so that's it. He's really detail-oriented. I love that. I have a lot of respect for that. I love when directors, care about what that sounds like, or the little delay, or just the little things, and he's very, very, very perceptive, which means he's really smart. And he really cares.
Hey, I've got a movie fact for you. Did you know that Darth Vader only has 12 minutes of screen time in the original Star Wars? For this and more movie facts, click on more videos. Or for more trailers, click on the playlist.